And this is a Fox News alert. There is a possibility that there could be another delay on the House vote on the Boehner debt bill tonight. Now, there's word that the GOP may be trying to tweak the Speaker's bill at the last minute to secure the missing votes. Joining me with reaction, the author of, by the way, a terrific brand new book. It's called Muzzled, The Assault on Honest Debate, Fox News political analyst Juan Williams. I was very touched by it, but first of all, I nearly read it in one sitting. I couldn't put it down. And I was very touched. You told the story that you knew you were fired. Yeah. You were on the show that night. You and I are, what people don't know is, even though you're absolutely, like Bob Beckel said, you were dropped on your head as a kid. We don't agree politically. We have the same values. We care about our kids. We have a friendship outside of this. And that night, I knew something was wrong.
Well, it's amazing to me that you said to me, we were arguing like we always argue on this show. And as we're walking out, you said, "Are you okay? Something wrong with you?" And I was like, how does Sean know
You had
this?
just been fired.
Buddy, I was shaken up. But I didn't know because I didn't discuss it with him. I didn't tell anybody. And there you are, I mean, in a moment of connection that, to this moment, I'm still like, how did Sean know that? And then we went off and started having our discussion.
Right. And I got to tell you, you got to get the book. The story is amazing. It's compelling. And by the way, I thought you had a great discussion with Jon Stewart.
Oh, good.
He would never be that nice to me.
Well, you know, a lot of people thought he's going to beat me up. I'm a Fox guy.
I thought he was very nice and fair.
It was a very fair interview.
I thought he got a lot out of you, and I know he doesn't like Fox. He hates me, but I thought it was well done. All right, look, now it's time to get tough.
Right.
Tell me, why won't this president man up and lead? He asked for this job. He campaigned for this job. He begged for this job. Hope and change. People fainting before him.
Right.
A new era of America. And he doesn't have the political courage to go out and put his plan on paper. And the Republicans have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plans that we can read, we can absorb, we can look at with specifics, voted on. Why is the president politically a coward?
Let me just say, this is not about plans, Sean. You can have all the plans in the world. What America needs tonight is a deal that will avert this crisis.
Why can't he put his deal offer on the table like the Republicans have been out there leading with their chins?
Eric Cantor, when he was in the negotiations with Biden, said the Democrats, President Obama, the White House, had put $2 trillion in cuts on the table. That's a huge victory for Republicans.
This is a meeting. Wait a minute. There's a big difference between, the Ryan plan, voted on. The cut, cap, and balance, voted on. They're trying to get votes tonight for a deal that their own base is angry about.
Correct. Republicans are in a circular shooting squad. And let me just tell you something. The left in this country is infuriated with President Obama and the White House because they think he is giving too much to the Republicans.
Excuse me. Well, but he's lost the tax-raising debate. That's one thing Republicans have won here. But here's the problem. This president is not a leader. He's spineless. He didn't have the courage to lay out his vision, his plan, and show the American people where he really stands. And you know what? At a time when the country is facing losing its AAA bond rating, it's disgraceful he's so bad. He's not fit for this office. I'm telling you, he's over his head.
This is so wrong in the way that you go after President Obama, hit on President Obama constantly, and it somehow escapes your attention that you've got a group of people who have absolutely lost touch with reality, with the financial risk they're putting the entire country, my pension plan, your pension plan.
He spent the money.
He spent the money.
Stimulus, Obama's budgets, Obama's deficits.
I have heard from you, Sean Hannity, that President Bush was the one that passed the prescription drug benefit with no funding.
And have turned it up.
Hold on.
Turned out
there's two wars, not on the books. And yet, you support these wars. We want to fight for our freedoms.
As bad as President Bush's worst year was, in 2007, his budget deficit was 153 billion.
Go right ahead.
His next year, the worst year he had, $450 billion. Obama's debt this year, deficit, $1.65 trillion.
Why?
5 times.
Why? Because we had to spend money in terms of everything from bailouts to stimulus to try to avert the idea that our recession would turn into a depression.
Listen, Juan, I got to tell you something. This president has never, Donald Trump said this, what big deal has he ever done in his life What experience has he
see.
ever had to
just
run
say,
the biggest economy in the world, except run it into the ground that we're going to lose our triple? He ran this economy into the ground.
Everything that he tries to accomplish, Republicans act to obstruct and say clearly they just want to beat Obama. They just want to deny him an opportunity to run again.
He had 2 years with Pelosi and Reid and majorities.
And what was he doing? He was trying to do a bipartisan deal and work with conservative Democrats and Republicans.
Was he bipartisan on the stimulus? Was he bipartisan?
He certainly was trying. You know what? You know why he couldn't get votes? Because Republican leadership said we don't want to do anything to help this president.
That's right. And the Republicans were wise enough not to take $4 trillion in new Obama debt, $5.3 trillion of Pelosi debt.
Do you know that today Rasmussen had a poll that said only 6% of America approve of congressional behavior right now? 6%, never been lower. And you know why this is, Sean?
Because Democrats ran the country into the ground.
Tonight you've got this charade on Capitol Hill where these guys are playing with each other and saying, oh, I'm more conservative than you are, and no concern about America's future.
The president's plan?
Why
is he politically cowardly?
The president is standing there and saying, let's make a deal. He has made every effort.
What is it? Show me it.
Who walks away?
Tell me where I can find it.
The president back?
Where can I find his deal? I can't find his deal.
You know what? His deal is right there where he is negotiating with
Where is it so we can read it? The most transparent administration in history, and I can't find his deal?
What do you need a deal for when there's nobody on the other side to negotiate with? And that's right now is the case.
I see the Republican deal. I see cut, cap, and balance. I see the Ryan plan. I see this deal tonight. They got something on paper.
You know what I see tonight? I see Republicans who can't even vote on their own deal because they are so divided. And let me just say, you cited the Wall Street Journal editorial earlier tonight.
It's pathetic.
Pathetic. How about the Wall Street Journal is acting in a way that says we have a financial future, a common future, Republican and Democrat, and let's protect it.
You stay right there, because you know what? I'm not done with you.
Oh, my God. He's going to attack
You're staying. We're going to take a break, and we are watching the action on Capitol Hill as we await a possible vote on this delay that's going on with the Boehner bill. It could happen within, well, the next 18 minutes as we're on the air, and our Great American Panel all coming up.